So you find yourself sabotaging yourself. You feel sometimes so low on yourself, you don't feel like getting up. And you know what you have to do, but you don't feel like doing it. For instance, let's say you want to get your health back. You listen to my videos, you know a general idea of what to do, but you can't seem to do it. You start, but you fail. Some of you have a trauma that is sabotaging you. You're not even aware of it. So I want to share with you how to get over this. How to get over this. The major problem is that you take your thoughts to be true. So if you have traumatic experiences, it's being relived in your head over and over again, and it sabotages you because you have a very low self-esteem of yourself. You don't believe in yourself, or you don't like yourself. And this is because you take your thoughts as true. If the thoughts are true, then it's very hard to overcome it because you experienced it, you felt it, and the thoughts keep on replaying, and no one questions the thought. So all kind of therapies, they talk about, going back to your past, or trying to resolve the issue. This is not a way of dealing with it, in my opinion. The way to deal with it is to get rid of the mind, or at the very least, weaken the mind. And you can only weaken the mind by understanding it. You understand that whatever the mind shows you is not real, it's not true. On a spiritual sense, and also in the physical world, you can see clearly that what it says is not true. It only becomes true when you hold on to it, or you give it the power. That's it's as simple as that. And you cannot fight with your thoughts. It's impossible. The more you fight with your thoughts, the stronger it becomes. So you need to weaken it, and you weaken it by meditation or contemplation of the idea that I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, or thoughts are not true. You do this almost like a mantra, but don't just call it lifelessly. You do it with the understanding. You're trying to study this topic. When you say study the topic, for instance, when you were in school and someone gave you an equation to study, you studied the equation so that you understood what the equation was about. Likewise, with the statement I just made, you understand what I'm saying, that body and mind is not real. Okay? Why is not real? Because you have to understand, for something to be real, it has to be constant. It doesn't change. What's true doesn't change. The one thing that doesn't change is your awareness. That's the truth. But your awareness makes thought possible, and your awareness makes your body possible. In natural fact, your body and your mind are in your awareness, not the other way around. But because we're conditioned in the physical world to see nothing but the physical, we don't believe it or understand it. But there are many instances you can test and see why the statement that you're not the body and mind is not is true. For instance, you can find many instances where you go from point A to point B, and you get there and you didn't know how you got there. It was almost like your mind was not there, but you still got there. You did things perfectly. It's a clear sign of your innate awareness without the thoughts. When you blink, every second you blink, there's no thought there. It's very, very clear. You can't question or deny it. You can do meditation for slight instances. You see the mind is not present, but yet you were there still. So the fact of the matter is that you are there. Your awareness is there, but the body and mind is not always there. If you close your eyes and try and imagine yourself licking an ice cream, for instance, and you did it so well, you would not be aware of your body, your physical body. It just shows you the transient nature of your thoughts, which allow things to be, but the thoughts are not real, and therefore you meditate on that. So you can use a mantra and meditate and contemplate on that, and the more you do it, the weaker the thoughts become. Once the thoughts are not real in your mind, then thoughts no longer have power over you, so you can let go of them easier. And once the mind knows that you are in charge, it no longer bothers you anymore or as much. Now you can let go of the traumatic experience or the experience that you don't like. You can let go of it, and it will not bother you as much. To have a new identity that's empowering, you need to make the assumption of what you want to be. What does that mean? You act as if you are that person already. If you are not healthy and you want to be healthy, then act like a healthy person does. That means you commit to yourself, you commit to your health, you follow the protocols, you do the work, you are acting as if you are already healthy. How would a healthy person behave? They would do things that make them healthy. They would eat right, they would exercise, they would have the right mindset. You act as if. It's not fake it till you make it, it's faith in the fact that you're already that, and the divine is going to allow your body and mind to match up to the vibration you feel inside, the assumption you feel inside. It's very subtle, but works quite well. Okay, so you spend a good 10, 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes even better in meditating and contemplating on that idea. And then once you're done that, find exactly what your goals are in terms of if you want to be healthy. What does health mean to you? Find a scene that would indicate that you're already healthy. For instance, you could be having a discussion with a loved one, and the loved one is confirming the fact that you're healthy. If the you can hear that in your mind's eye, and you can repeat it, a short script, like maybe 8 seconds long, that a loved one is telling you you're healthy and you are accepting it, and repeat it in your mind's eye. Keep on going over and over it until it feels like a memory, until it feels like it's actually happened. That's a way of assuming that you are already that. And you do this for as long as it takes, usually days, weeks, until it reaches a point where it feels real to you. Then you can let go. You've already made the assumption that you are healthy, or you're successful, or whatever you are, and you act day to day as if that is real with no force. It becomes natural. It slides right in there. A shift occurs, you will not notice it, because when you are acting like the person you're supposed to be, you're already that person. So there's no observation of that change. The only time you will not notice that it's changed is that your life improves, or someone tells you, hey, you have improved. It's very subtle, because when you assume you are something, you are that already. So there's no transition period. You are in it. So if you're in it and living in it, it already is, even though where you started off wasn't so. So it's that simple. So in summary, meditate on the I amness, or that you're not the body and mind, and then make the assumption of who you want to be. Find a little script that will indicate 100% that you've achieved your goals, and repeat it at night before you go to bed, or when you're meditating. Meditate and then go to that scene and repeat that scene over and over again in a loop. It's something called the law of assumption. It is a very powerful thing, because it involves your awareness, and your awareness is on an event or something that you want to be, and you keep it there. It will come to be. It follows the physical, it follows the spirit, it follows the mental. It's all acts together. If you do that, you see changes you cannot deny in a very short period of time. Okay, the key is practice. The more you do it, the more it becomes natural, and the more the assumption becomes real.